folks, and welcome back to another Wise Game video. In today's video, we're going to be having just a general discussion. This is playing Classic WoW. This is during the stress test, the last stress test that they had. I actually kept this footage from that time, and this is a couple of weeks after. They're supposed to be coming out with another stress test this coming up week, which is going to be on the 19th of June, this Wednesday. Now, in today's video, I don't really have a lot of plans lately when it comes to my videos because I've been in between games. I'm really waiting for Classic WoW to actually surface. I never got a beta invite as of yet, so the only coverage that I could actually make at this time is when we have a stress test. So this will not be an actual action-packed video. It's just me discussing different findings, different research I've come across, and what's boiling hot right now on the forum page for Classic WoW. So we could see that I'm only level 10 here with this stress test, and they did go back to the old skill system tree again. So I know a lot of people have been missing this system in the more modern version of the game. We could see that there's 3 tiers now that we could put points into to customize our actual build. So it's been a while since I came out with a video covering World of Warcraft, and again I will be making a lot of World of Warcraft classic videos when I actually get the game or it goes live. So today we are going to touch on a couple of topics. One's about layering, so we're going to get a little deeper in about layering in about a minute or two. So right now, what I'm doing is that I'm actually heading to Ironforge. I just want to connect a few flight paths so that I have them available now when the next stress test comes out on the 19th. I will be adding a diagram in the video. When we come to that segment of the video, you could always pause the video to read the more detailed information that's in that segment, which covers the layering system. Now, we'll be touching a little bit on World PvP too, because that's my main focus when it comes to layering, sharding, and things along that nature that we've always had in the game since the modern versions of the game and now Classic WoW. Now, I am still a little bit in the dark exactly about this layering, but I did do some research, and I think I pretty much am going to be able to hit the nail on the head with the information that I found. So, if we talk about sharding is something that happened in the more modern version of the game, where now we could actually go into different shards. So what this does is when one particular shard gets overpopulated, to make the game perform better and things along that nature, sharding now kicks in. So once you hit that threshold, it's now going to make it where certain players now are going to end up on a different shard. And sharding affects smaller areas compared to what layering is going to do. Layering is supposed to mainly just do the whole continent. So now the layers are going to affect each one of these continents. So one layer should take care of that whole continent, but there's more than one layer. That's why it's called layers. So once it reaches the maximum capacity of, say, 10,000 players, we're just using that number as an example, it will now make it now where people will layer onto other layers, just to give it more of a smoother experience when it comes to them testing populations in the new servers when it comes to Classic WoW. Next, I'm going to put in a diagram that we could look at, and again, feel free to pause the video here if you want to read the details, and that should give you a more better understanding exactly how this layering should all work out. Feel free to pause it here if you want to read more information. And again, I thank Icey Veins for this information about layering with WoW Classic. Next, I'd like to just kind of go into a discussion now of exactly what our feelings are when it comes to layering, sharding on the modern game, so on and so forth. So please get involved with the comments below. Now here's some of my feelings and concerns when it comes to layering in World PvP. Now I know some people may hear this and be like, hey, what's the big deal? But again, to me, transmogs and pet battles is no big deal. So we all have likes and dislikes in the game overall. So these are my concerns. When it comes to World PvP, sharding, and when it comes to layering now, I'm just concerned about players vanishing by either being put on another layer or being put in another shard, as we know that's going on already in the modern game, and there's nothing we could do about that. Let me give you a great example. Now, I know a lot of other players did this in the past too, and I did it all the time. If I wanted to make a new toon, say I'm level 25, I'm level 30, I just made a new rep pally. Now, I want to go out, I want to do some quests, and I'm in STV. Now, we know back in the day, STV was a huge ganking area. So, I would actually go out there on my higher toon first and park him somewhere so that he's ready. Because I know I'm going to get ganked on my lower toon. So now that gave me excitement on top of doing quests. Now I log back onto my lower toon. I get ganked by a horde. I get ganked by that horde again. I'm going to now log onto my higher toon and seek revenge and have some fun. So, with layering and sharding, this does not happen. For the simple fact that you're not always guaranteed that that player now is going to show up for you. They may still be there. They may physically look like they're still standing in that same spot, say refuge point or whatnot, but they're actually not there for you because they're on a different shard or layer. Another situation, a friend of yours, a guildmate, they call for help. They've been getting ganked for a half hour. They need some friends to go out there and help them out. So we know back in vanilla and now classic WoW, we don't have the means of transportation that we have in the modern game. We didn't have flying mounts, and we only had very limited flight paths or flight points. So to go out there and help a friend on the other side of the continent may take us about 20 minutes, 25 minutes to actually go out there and help them. And after spending all that time to go out there to help them, I would hate to not be able to see the enemy players just because of layering. Because that's just a waste of time, and it breaks World PvP that we're hoping to actually experience again like the way it used to be back in the day with now WoW Classic. Now comes the good news, guys. Yes, there is some good news about this. Layering is not supposed to stay in WoW Classic. It's a tool that they are actually using at the start of WoW Classic once it goes live, because they have no idea how many players are actually going to be logging into the game. And with these new servers, they have to test all this stuff and make final adjustments once they know all this information. So layering is actually a godsend at the start of the game, because I'd rather get layered in the game than actually get disconnected. At least I'm still able to play and do something in the game. So we have to look at it this way too, So it is helping them until they actually find out how many players are actually going to be on those servers on a daily basis or whatnot, and then they can make final adjustments and take it from there, and then take layering out of the game. So by Phase 2, Ian or Ayan did say by Phase 2, layering should be taken out of Classic WoW, and I also heard it too on a video with 2 other developers saying the same thing. Alright, let's change the channel a bit, and let's talk about now Battlegroups. Battlegroups is a topic right now that shows up on the forums of some players that are like totally against this. They just want server only when it comes to their battle group. Now, Battlegroups is something I've always seen in the game, so I don't know any difference. When I started the game back in 2006, we always had Battlegroups. I understand it was introduced even in vanilla, around patch 1.12. So, this is nothing new to World of Warcraft. And to me, I don't see any disadvantages with using Battlegroups for BattleGrounds. It speeds up our queue times considerably, because without these, it would only be server only. If you're on a medium pop server, you're playing when the population is low, you're going to suffer from queue times. You're going to be waiting a long time for that queue to pop. Myself, I work 10 to 12 hour days now. I don't have all night to hang around and wait for a queue to pop. So Battlegrounds or Battlegroups to me is a definite help because it involves like say 5 or 10 other servers that's always going to be involved in your Battlegrounds. So, that's basically a lot of the topics I just wanted to touch on today until we actually get a copy of the actual game itself, where we could actually break down different topics in the videos, talk about different things. I just wanted to touch base with my viewers because I haven't made a video, especially covering this game in the last couple of weeks. So, and I'll be making some coverage maybe this Wednesday on the 19th when I get invited to the new stress test. Alright guys, so again, thanks for watching Wise Gamer. Feel free to comment below, and we'll catch you the next time. Take care. Bye-bye.